sort of live feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Our Instagram account, and I think Instagram for most people is down today. So because of that, I'm going to do my live feed that I usually do on Instagram on YouTube. We have done one before. So we'll do another, and we'll bring this to YouTube until Instagram is up and running. So if you're watching this and you are a follower of my Instagram account, please become a follower on this YouTube account, so that if Instagram is ever down or we're doing a show on both platforms, you will be notified. Don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified every time we do a show. So today I'm going to talk about something that I call From Bully to Jailbird. I was lucky enough to watch a interview with a 22-year-old girl, and you'll be interested about the things that she has to say. But before we get started with that, I want to let everyone know that Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago, is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com. I realize it's reversed. A 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping survivors of bullying. So volunteer, donate, and learn at thebullyexposed.com. Just take a snapshot of it and just turn it around. It's just as simple as that. So my charger is not working. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing the hat, the crown. Excuse me. Let me explain that real quick as why I'm wearing the crown. Our Instagram account was trolled by some guy who said that I'm full of myself. He saw a person that's trying to keep kids and adults from committing suicide by telling them they're not alone, by weaponizing, if I may, them with encouragement and with the skills that they need to deal with bullies. And he looked at that as something as me being full of myself. And I guess you would have to have the courage to stand up every day and talk about some of the hardest things that ever happened to you, or to constantly hear stories of kids being bullied. I guess it does take someone that's got a lot of courage, and that might be considered by some as someone that is full of themselves. But I guarantee you I'm not full of myself. But I decided to own that that remark by being over the top and proclaiming myself as King Richard. So that's what I'm doing. So let's go on to our story today about this 22-year-old girl who's in jail, maximum prison. I don't know what prison she's in, a prison in the United States. I don't know what prison she's in because I was so overwhelmed by the fact, by the things that she was saying. And what she was saying was, well, first let me say, if you're in a maximum prison, you did something really bad, So let's start with that. And what she would say is that she started as a bully. She started bullying people and just, as she calls it, I know what she means, bum rush. She would start by just bum rushing kids in school. And let me tell you what that means, okay? That means that you just run up to somebody, no warning, simply no warning, and you just start wailing on them. When I was younger, that was a word that was used a lot, and that's what it meant. I don't know what they call it now. The girl was 22 years old, so I would assume that that's still, bum rushing is still a term that they use. And it's just something that I tell people all the time. You know, when you have a kid who's bullying someone, okay, and the kid decides, I'm going to stand up for myself. And the kid doing the bullying then goes and gets maybe 3 kids to fight that kid and to kind of intimidate him into not talking anymore, to not standing up for himself. That should be taken very serious, because that's the kind of things that she said she did, you know, and now look where it landed her, you know. She was in jail for armed robbery. You know, she said that she would drive around in a car full of other girls. She would see someone unexpected, you know, someone that seemed like they were a good target. And this is why, even as adults, we have to carry ourselves in ways that we don't appear to people to be easy targets. That's very important. So she would drive around town. She would see someone that seemed like an easy target, jump out of the car with her friends and rob the guy, and then get back into the car and keep driving it and rob someone else. And it's really funny because she said she gave it away. I'm not going to try and quote what she said, but basically when she was done saying what she was saying, she kind of gave the thing away that she did many of these types of robberies and just got caught for this one and went to jail. And I'm a big believer in that. You know, like if someone says, well, you know, someone's reporting bullying, that's not the first time it happened. Nobody goes and reports bullying the first time it happens, because the first time it happens, we all think, well, maybe that person's having a bad day. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt. And the same thing with this girl with the robbery. She's done it so many times and never got caught. But that particular time she got caught. And what I'm trying to say is this is how bullies start, folks. This is how bullies start. They start in school and they work their way up and graduate to these felons and end up in jail. So if you have a kid that's bullying, you should be very concerned, and you should not just ignore or enable your child to continue bullying. When someone brings the attention to you that your son may be a bully, I'm not saying you go send them out to a boarding school based on one person's saying that he's a bully, but I think that we should take it very serious and really look into our kids' behavior and what they do. You know, for instance, I realize that some kids, and that's from watching us adults, so it's us, it's the adults' fault. I realize that some kids, for some kids, putting down your friends and making fun of your friends in a very crude way is the thing nowadays, and that's a shame that's that way. But I always tell my son all the time, and my son's kids always, friends always say, oh, I give them a hard time too, don't worry. So it's a mutual back and forth, so I let it go. But at first I was thinking, wow, is my son bullying? I wouldn't say bullying, but is he a harsh kid with the jokes? But his friends told me that they give him just as much, and I've watched it. They give him just as much mess as he gives. So I want to thank everybody for watching the show. I hope you learned something. I hope we learned that we cannot ignore bullies, no matter how young they are, because they grow up to be these adults that bully and could end up in a maximum prison at the age of 22, and we wouldn't want that. Again, I want to tell everybody that thebullyexposed.com is dedicated to helping victims of bullying and sponsor this show. Thank you. Be kind to one another. Have a great day.